Welcome back to the SMT Media Network. I wanted to do a reaction video here on the Browns versus Packers, give you guys kind of the summary as to what happened during the game, what this means for the Cleveland Browns and for the Green Bay Packers. So, in this particular game, the final score 13-10, this was a struggle for the Cleveland Browns, but they somehow found a way in a position to get a victory, improbable victory, if you will. I just did not expect it. I saw a game where I would have expected the Packers to kind of do what the Ravens did to the Browns last week, but that's not what happened. So let's take a look at some of the elements of the game. Packers had the lead 10-0 going into the fourth quarter. And actually, it wasn't until probably like under the 5 or 4 minute mark, the Browns were able to get a score on a field goal, right? And that's just a field possession game. Their offense was absolutely abysmal in this game. And then there was, I think, an interception. Jordan Love threw a pick, and the Browns found themselves inside the five-yard line. I think they were like down at the 2 or the 3 on first down, first and goal. And then, they were able to get a score there on that trip down there, and it tied the game 10-10, which made things really interesting. The Packers had a chance to win the game. There was a 43-yard field goal attempt from McManus that was blocked by Browns safety Shelby Harris and then recovered by Greg Newsome II. And I think they were in a position to where I think they had like 21 seconds left. They didn't have any timeouts, so they threw a short pass to the sideline, got about 3 to 5 yards, and then they were able to complete a pass over the middle of the field, which put them, I think, just within field goal range. They had to do a very quick spike, and they converted on that. And then on a 55-yard attempt, they nailed it for a 13-10 victory after being down 10-0 inside the fourth quarter, finding a way to win. Joe Flacco was, really average, 21 of 36 for 142 yards. Like I said, the Browns' offense was completely inept. He did throw a pick. Browns running back Quinshon Judkins was excellent. 18 carries for 94 yards, 1 touchdown. Really the only thing you could say is looking good from the Browns offense. Jordan Love, 18 of 25 for 183 with a touchdown, 1 interception, was harassed by the Cleveland Browns rush all afternoon. I think Josh Jacobs was held to like 30 yards rushing, and he had like 16 carries. So the Browns defense was stout, as it has been all season. The Browns recorded 5 sacks. They forced the Packers into 14 turnovers, 14 penalties, and a couple of turnovers, and it made a difference. There's injuries throughout this game that are probably concerning for both sides, the Browns and the Packers. But this is a huge win for the Browns, who improve to a 1-2 record, and the Packers move to 2-1. So here's what this means for the Packers. For the Packers, it's a bit of a setback. This is a team that clearly has aspirations to become one of the best teams in the league, make a playoff run, and compete for an opportunity to play in the Super Bowl. They have weapons offensively. They have the quarterback. Their defense is solid on all 3 levels. I'm not worried about the Packers. They just things just didn't end well for them on this game, and there were some mistakes, right? I would not expect this to hurt them too much. They're in a division where, being 2-1 doesn't really hurt them. It's the Vikings, the Lions started with a couple losses and that sort of thing. So, I'm not too concerned for the Packers. I still think they're one of the best teams in the league. And the Browns just kind of found a way to hang in there and come out with a victory. For the Browns, this is huge. Their first win of the year after a couple of bad weeks. Really bad game last week. Really bad showing against the Ravens, and especially in the second half, where they got beat up pretty bad and the score got run up. And then, the offense has just been so atrocious. The defense had to step up and make plays almost unbelievably. Like, Myles Garrett's probably the best player in the NFL. I know a lot of people don't want to have that conversation. I know they want to talk about Lamar and Josh Allen, and they're amazing. They're both great. But I don't think there's anybody as dominant as Myles Garrett at his position. And the reason why I say that is I remember when Aaron Donald was regarded as the best player in the NFL by his contemporaries, by his opponents, by his teammates. Everybody in the league knew it and understood it, but everybody had a hard time giving a defensive player that kind of recognition for a defensive tackle to be, an MVP would be crazy, but like that's where Myles Garrett is. If you watch this guy play, he's a one-man wrecking crew, and he makes life absolutely miserable for anybody who's on the other side. So, if the Browns were winning games more so, it'd probably be a more legitimate case. But officially, on the record, I think he's the best player in the NFL. But again, it's not a conversation most people are comfortable having because of the position he plays. He's not a quarterback, and that's what it boils down to. He's not an offensive player. So, but anyways, that's where I'm at with these two teams. That's where I'm at with this game. Huge win for the hometown Brownies, and I'm really happy for them. And in regards to kind of the future, what you're going to want to see, can the Browns build on this win? Huge momentum shift for their season. If things kind of start to get going for them offensively, defensively, I have no concerns. I think they're fantastic. For the Packers, they're going to look to bounce back next week. We'll see how this all plays out. But give me your comments, questions, and concerns. They are welcome in the comment section. Read what you guys have to say. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. We'll check you guys out on the next one.